Feel alright next to the Lord. Feel alright together. Good night, and welcome to the Workers' Voice for tonight. It is Thursday. It is the if day already of the. It's actually the 8th of January 2026, saying 2026 for the first time, and we welcome all of you to the Workers' Voice. We have with us tonight on the Workers' Voice, we have our president, Mr. Claudia Sanford. We also have with us Mr. Ned Packett, and we expect to be joined as well by the PRO, Mr. Soso Glenroy Coffee. We've not seen him quite as yet, but we expect them to be on shortly. So we just want to thank all of you for joining us and for being a part there of the Workers' Voice. It's already 7 minutes going on past the hour of 8 o'clock, so we better get things going. Let me say good night to you, Mr. Sanford. Good night to you. Welcome to the Workers' Voice. Okay, all right. Let's try Nep Packet. Nep, good night to you. Welcome to the Workers' Voice. All right, let's go back to Claudius. You guys are on mute. You need to unmute your mic so we can hear you. Hello. All right. Okay. Let's see this. All right, Claudius, are you able to? Yes, Claudius, you can go ahead. It's good night and welcome to the Workers' Voice. Claudius, can we?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I think now.
Yeah, we can hear you right now.
On, I think. Can you hear me? Because the microphone was giving
see me? Can you see me?
We can hear you. So you're also in there now.
Sure.
So we are talking to Claudius in a while. We're gonna come to you just shortly. Claudius, yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so thanks, Doc, for inviting me to the Workers' Voice tonight. I'm delighted to be with you and the company of Mr. Packett and also Mr. Coffee and the rest of the Dominican listenership. You know, it's interesting times in Dominica, and I'm here to help, deal with some of the issues that we're facing and give our perspective. So thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you, Claudius, and also just we're hearing you a little bit faintly. So when next you speak, try to speak probably closer to the microphone, a little more volume. And so it's good to have you as well. Good night.
Yes, good evening to your political leader, and good evening to our president, Honorable, I call him Mr. Claudius Sanford. I heard you said that Claudius should speak a little louder. Claudius is always a guy who is softly spoken, so we have to excuse him for that. Doesn't mean that he's not decisive, but he is softly spoken. And when he speaks, then everything is good. So it's a pleasure to be with you tonight on with the Workers' Voice. Let me say good night to the Rosa Central constituency and the constituents of Rosa and Dominica as large. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a new year, and we have to do what we have to do. It's always an honor to contribute to the programs. That's what I always do. I do it for the people of Dominica, and the people of Dominica know that United Workers' Party right now is the only real party ready to govern this country and take over the reins of government to ensure that we actually fulfill the shared prosperity agenda to all and sundry. And young people, they do await that time when they can begin fully employed, and for them to gain more respect with respect to getting or earning their living because of hard work. So let me say again, I'm happy to be in the company of all you gentlemen. I think Nept is with us, I think too. So good night to you, Nept. And it's a pleasure to be with everyone tonight. I hope that everyone who is going to participate there tonight will not just leave it to us to talk, but you yourself, you have your say, and it is your pleasure, honor to always contribute as we listen to forge a positive way forward for this country. Thank you again.
All right, thank you, Nept. It's good night. Good night to you. It's good to have you.
esteemed colleagues. Can you guys hear me?
Oh
Yes, we
yes,
can
certainly
now.
good night. Yeah.
All right. Good evening to everybody. Good evening to the listeners of the Workers' Voice. It's always a pleasure to be in you guys' company, and I'm just looking forward to the discussion tonight.
All right. Well, so it's back to you.
Yes. So gentlemen, I mean, I will start like that because I think it's the first time that we have our president, on. So Mr. President, I know that you have served in this party as the, deputy political leader before. You have been the former candidate of the Kalinago territory, and today it's by no mistake you are actually now the president of the party. And I know that a lot of Dominicans are happy to see you. With respect to the agenda going forward, what would you like to share with us Dominicans as to your role and where do we go with this role and where do we go as a party?
Oh, thank you very much, Susu, for that question and to get the conversation rolling. The United Workers' Party has been the party of choice for me from a young person, inspired by people like Edison James and the late Julius Timothy and Mr. Ron Green. And I have always seen the party as a party of pragmatism, or very, very practical in the approach to governance. And that's the kind of personality too I bring, to the table. So for me, it was always with the UWP. But I put my hands up in 2005 and was successful. And then since then, I've pursued, a lot of my studies and work and family and pursue of my own peace and my spiritual fortitude. And I think at the time when I was asked to run for the presidency, I think the party needed my learning and my experience and my practical or pragmatic way of doing things. And I came forward. So for me, the party is about getting into the trenches, going out into the constituencies, meeting the people, engaging the people, because our theme from the beginning has been people come first. And there is a need for us to go back to that. If what we see happening, the current governance has put their self at the top and their showmanship first, their own benefits first, and the people have always been left in the backdrop. And at the end of it, it always comes down to people having to pay the price of whatever policy decisions, whatever policy actions, whatever, international transactions that happen, is the people that always either get benefits or pay the price. And right now, people are paying the price in Dominica. So I'm here to help guide UWP to a more pragmatic approach to politics, a more honest and genuine approach to putting people first and sharing whatever prosperity and resources that the country has, so that the people of the country are the ones who get the greater benefits. And while we as servants of the people, use our experience, our expertise in building a growing country, a respectable country, a country of order, a country of peace and prosperity for all.
Well, yes, and thanks to all that, because we know we are a party who, believes in restoring peace and to follow the laws, and we will actually, act democratically and respect the laws of the state. And so, yes, we always advocate peace. We have never been in this fight, for power position. We're not in this, and we know we wait our turn. So I really would like this introduction, and I hope that people can realize that we are fighting for them, and that they are the ones that have to respond to the call whenever they are called. So yes, we are the voice of the people, but people should be the action behind the voice. So we do appreciate your presence. We'll get back to you subsequently. And so next packet, I know that you have always been around. You actually you contested the Granby constituency sometime in 2019. You were the former candidate, and you have always been following the issues, and you have been there fighting the cause and participating. For this new year, what do you think is what do you think how do you want to see us move forward? Or how do you want to see the people participate? How do you want to see us as a party integrated in society, meshing with the people? How do you want to see us move forward?
So I think we have from the last election, the delegates conference, I think we've taken the right steps so far moving forward. I think we have a very unique chance right now as a party to show the Dominican public that the United Workers Party is ready to govern the country. And with the current situations going on right now, we have a very unique opportunity to bring the people on board, specifically with the 10 pillars, and to highlight how the 10 pillars will transform Dominica into a country where it will be prosperity for all. It will be a government that puts the people first. It will be a country that is grounded on a type of foreign policy that does not depend on emotion, but depends on strategic decision making. And I just think the United Workers Party right now and the team that is present will be able to do something like that.
Yes, and so yeah, I get a sense that we are actually looking at a new direction, a new dispensation, a new spirit, a new fighting spirit for this country. And it depends on each and every one of us to put our shoulders to the wheel, our collective energies. It is very important that we actually come together and to make sure that we let it work. But more importantly, the people are center to all of what we do. So I do appreciate that kind of expression and presentation. Dr. Fontaine, you are the political leader of this party, and I know that you have been fighting hard. A number of persons, when you speak to them on the roadside, in whatever medium, whatever forum, whatever medium that you use to communicate with them, they always say, look, they have confidence that Dr. Fontaine can lead this team into, economic prosperity and lead this country into economic prosperity. And to, in their view, they are saying, look, I think he's the best person now to do so, given that he is an economist, and not just an economist, world-renowned economist, who has lent his expertise to other nations, having a higher population than us by far, and who, of course, in some measure, has actually brought success to these nations. And so they have the view that if you can do it for other countries, then obviously it would be quite comfortable that you do it for us as well as a country. And so we do appreciate you being the leader of the United Workers' Party, and that when you assume the role of Prime Minister, the policies of your government will actually direct just what the expectations are in respect to bringing economic prosperity to us. So Dr. Fontaine, you as the political leader of this party, you have been repeating time and time again your direction and what you'd like to see happen. And with the 10 pillars that you mentioned sometime last year, and this has been taken root in the society, and everybody's now, everything here is about the 10 pillars. In fact, even the leader of the country presently, he's forgotten his agenda and he's on board with the 10 pillars, telling us that, of course, we have the right way to go and the right way to go. So, Doc, again, with that in mind and a way forward for Dominica, what do you think is best for us at this time?
Well, we're facing many challenges. Good night again to our listeners. Quite a lot of challenges, but I think, in the midst of everything that's going on in Dominica currently, I believe that people are looking increasingly to us in the opposition to be able to right the ship again, to right the, because we have gone off track. Dominicans are suffering disproportionately now, and as I said at our press conference yesterday, already we are burdened with the lack of economic vibrancy, lack of economic growth. Agriculture is on its back. Our most of the sectors in the economy are not functioning very well. We have high youth violence, crime is on the increase, poverty is on the increase, inflation is eating people's little paychecks up. So we have lots of problems, and on top of that, now we have this added dimension, the international dimension of being punished by the United States and not being able to go there, our students not being able to gain access to there, the fact that we are not able to, persons for medical attention. And in addition to that, we now have this $42,000 bond that persons who are trying to renew their visas or those going for the visa for the very first time would have to put down. So it is very, it's a very difficult time for us now, and people are understanding that the only people to be blamed for that, the only person really, I was about to say people, but I'll say person, since he's been acting as the foreign minister, the minister of agriculture, the minister of education, the minister of housing, just name it. He's the person, talking of the prime minister. I think people understand now that the blame for where we are should be placed squarely at his feet. And in a way, we are suffering for 25 years of Labour Party rule. And I believe more and more people are looking to the United Workers' Party as a party that can actually lead them out of this wilderness that we're in. And that's why the 10 pillars resonates, because in there is a very strategic view of how we can develop this country, how we can put money back into people's pockets, how we can restore our international image. So it's a package that I believe Dominic's going to hang their hats on. And at the very center of it is a very dedicated and committed team of individuals. It's a pleasure to work with guys like yourself and our new president, and of course NEPT and all the others in the United Workers' Party, in the various constituencies. Just a pleasure to work with everybody, and then to make sure that we're able to deliver for the Dominican public. So it's an exciting time. In the midst of the challenge, an exciting time as well, because we are preparing ourselves to be able to take on the reins of government.
Yes, Doc, thank you, because, historically we have been focused on the domestic issues, and we, from time to time, a little regional, a matter comes up and then we have to deal with it. It seems now that Dominica is on the international stage, and instead now the focus should be on the people of Dominica to develop them and to get them out of this economic morass. It appears that now we are actually, sort of enshrined in this international news, and just cannot get out. And so the focus of the government, already they were not doing much, and they had forgotten the people, because it appears that Dominicans are second class in their own in their own country. Now that they have to try to clean up the mess that they have, they have found themselves internationally, it seems as if that, there's a lot of diversion. But Mr. President, I know you as an educationist, you as a social scientist, a consultant, and you have been looking, in a certain direction as to how you want to help shape this country with the United Workers' Party going forward. And there is now a shift, as one would say, in the whole political sphere in Dominica, because normally we'd be thinking, yes, our agricultural sector is down, let us focus on it. Education is not doing too well, let us see how we can at least enhance the curriculum, to put a little bit of a heavier policy directed at enhancing young people and to actually giving them the choice of a profession, as opposed to they want to go and do XYZ. So it will help the country and the better good of the country. Now that we have lost in this international turmoil, is there hope for us?
Definitely, so. There is always hope. Dominica is a blessed country. We have an abundance of water, which is not usual in the rest of the Caribbean islands. So that we can praise God for. We have a very strong, resilient people, including my own identity, my own ethnicity, the Kalinago people, who are at the bottom of the trough now with all what is happening internationally. We are not part of what happened, but we have to pay the price. So we, in a time, looking to talk of our own space and our own type of freedom and identity in Dominica has to be faced with outside or international.
Yes, Claudius,
I think Claudius,
breaking up.
We are breaking up.
Blessed country.
Yes, Claudius,
you are breaking up, Claudius. Yeah, you are breaking up. You may have to just repeat some of the things. Yes.
Okay, I don't know what happened, but I was saying we are blessed. We are blessed country, and we have the resources, and we have the people, and we also have the leadership or the competence within the population of the people, right?
Right.
And to ensure that we do things the right way. For example, I think we have to restructure our education system. That is definitely something the new government under the United Workers' Party will do. We need to bring out in our education system the opportunity for our people to bring out their creativity and to multiply their talent. The current structure we have was adopted from the Europeans, and we haven't done much since our independence to modify our education system to allow our people more liberty to exercise their creativity and their innovation. So our education system have to be looked at to be placed in a way that our people get to build wealth instead of just being academically qualified. So that is definitely one thing we have to look at. We have to look at how we can integrate the various aspects of government. Currently, the ministerial positions in government operate in isolation because they have a one-man ruler that doesn't empower the ministries, the people within the ministries. And the 2022 election, the sham election, we noticed that a set of the people that he put up in the constituencies were just to fill seats and not necessarily to contribute in a policy action oriented way to the advancement of the country. And as such, you saw a heavy reliance on the CBI program, which got this guy very greedy, very corrupt, and very reckless. And as such, this is where we are today, based on that recklessness of the CBI program. So a UWP government will definitely look at how do we integrate the various ministries to bring out the best human capital in the country without fear or favor, to ensure that everybody is given a fair chance to produce more in the country and build wealth in the country so that we all can benefit in an equitable manner from the shared prosperity that we will encounter. And it's by no accident you see the failure in the agriculture sector, you see the failure in the building sector, where all our construction now is sent away or given in the hands of foreigners, and the multiplier effect that's supposed to happen within the economy among our people is not being felt. So all our people with ambition, all our young people with the competence and ambition, they have to leave to create opportunities in other countries. We want to stop that hemorrhage of our human capital. So we must integrate the various sectors, empower the people, and distribute the resources in a more fair and equitable way. The last 20 years of Dominica, we have won that, we have called for that, we have signaled the trumpet on those things, but the people were not listening. The people were in the daze, the people were mesmerized, and now the reality is kicking in. We need to go back to our people, to empower our people. We need to go back to some of the basics, principles, and values of running a peaceful and a country of order. Greed and recklessness have to be thrown out of the window. We have to open our hearts and our minds to core principles of our country, keeping in close alignment with our constitution and our rule of law, and also to respect the ideas and opinions of everyone. People are quiet. The people are silenced, and that is not good. When a people are quiet and silenced, evil will reign, and when the burden of that evil actions of our leaders come to bear, we are the ones who pay the price. So we need to wake up. We need to get back our voice, get back our ideas, and let every idea in the country come to bear for the advancement of the country. So that is what I would like to say as you relate to your question. And I will say now.
Yes. And you have said it right. This continued public reticence is of concern to many because it is not good. And if people do not talk, especially when wrong is being done, then we can see that we are all complicit. I don't think we'd want to reach that stage where all should be complicit, but at least people should speak out, especially when when we have a government who constantly violate the laws of the country, you have trained people in the legal profession. We hardly hear them. You hear a few, but not many to actually have an impact. And so this public reticence really is a concern. Net packet, let me say that, we have moved from independence to now, our own, we have our own laws now. We are governed by Dominica. Dominica laws govern Dominica, as opposed to when we were under associated statehood and we were a colony of Britain. But you see, after independence, some people will say, yes, we have gotten political independence, but we have not been successful economically. So in essence, we have not had a success in our economic independence. Notwithstanding, we must say that Dominica has made some progress under the Freedom Party administration. Subsequent to that, you had the UWP administration where money was making money. The Labour Party took on some of what was left by the UWP, including a vibrant banana industry and altogether a vibrant agricultural sector. And today we have seen how whittled it has been. And you've raised in Granby, you may be one of the students or persons probably raised under a farm family. And then all of your upbringing probably was from probably part of farm proceeds. And so you know what farming could do for us and what it continues to do. But, our farmers are aging. We have not had a good program where we had a replacement for those who have, been, we call it traditional heads, those who are aging now and we want a rest. We'd have liked to have had a transition where a young group of persons, being trained as agriculturists who take up the mantle. Would have also liked to see where the government, as a government, a responsible government, would have allowed lands to be allocated to young farmers, not only giving them lands, but putting all of the infrastructure required for them to perform. Because no one's giving somebody land and you leave them dry. For example, you would want to give somebody land in an area. If this area is too dry, then you'd like to know that the areas that you chose, the necessary irrigation infrastructure would be there to aid in terms of helping water deficits. And so, Nep, what is your perspectives as you look about, and you've grown in an area where a lot of farming came from, and generally Dominica has been an agriculturally based country, and most government has lived its or governed this country on an agricultural model, and that was part of the economic model that was carried through successive governments. Your view now on what you are seeing, do you believe that we can sustain this area because there's not much incentives given? What's your view regarding young people and taking up the challenges to build a brighter Dominica?
So it's funny. It's funny that you ask that question because I recall a few days ago, my wife and I was reminiscing on the old days in Dominica and how we grew up as young people and having to always, go to the farm with our granddads and would walk around in the community selling some of the farm produce, cucumber, fig, different vegetables and stuff. And we kind of grew up doing that and seeing our grandparents. Well, my grandfather was a farmer, her granddad was a farmer, and that's how they built their homes. That's how they sent their children to schools. That's how they developed their family structures. And even back in those days, while farming was so successful, uh, especially on the let's say UWP per se, you find there still was a culture where farming was sort of looked down on. Like it was not seen as a profession per se, if you catch my drift.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, and funny thing, a lot of people made a living from farming in Dominica. So it's just a pity that the United Workers Party did not get to do a few more terms to help transform the agricultural sector in the country. But I believe moving forward, and specifically with the 10 pillars, we have an opportunity to redefine agriculture as a strategic industry in Dominica, one where we can classify agriculture as an economic infrastructure and not social welfare, which kind of boils down to the fact, which I just mentioned, that people look down on farming as something that the uneducated person would do, you know, and so we would need to create linkages between agriculture and tourism and manufacturing and exporting. As we know right now, at least almost 35 to 40% of the products that we have in the country are imported uh, from the United States. You know, and a good percentage of that we can produce for ourselves in Dominica if we go down that route uh, in advancing agriculture. And you know, agriculture itself can become a very lucrative growth sector to help strengthen and bolster our independence and our interdependence as a country, because you know no country stands alone in this global economic framework, you know. And I think with the 10 pillars we will be able to turn youth into agro entrepreneurs, you know. And that is a big thing where we need to direct you know, the young people into the different forms of agriculture, the different types of agriculture, the new technologies that they can utilize in agriculture to produce a myriad of farm products that can be utilized locally and imported regionally and internationally, you know. So agribusiness is something that that is very, that should be very important. Yeah, that's a critical element of Dominica's growth for the next generations to come, especially with the CBI basically being dead after all what's going on right now. And I remember Dr. Fountain on some previous programs mentioning how he would transition from CBI into the engines of growth, utilizing the 10 pillars. So I think agriculture is going to be extremely important moving forward.
So
We,
before we continue, we have a caller who has been persistent there for the past several minutes. Can we take him in?
yes, caller, go ahead. Workers' voice.
Caller, good evening. Go ahead, please.
Caller, good evening to you.
Caller, go ahead, please. All right, let's try this again. Good evening, caller. Good evening, caller. Can you speak up, please? Okay, the person is not ready. Apparently, they're either not hearing or they're not ready. Good evening,
Do we have
caller.
another caller?
Good evening, caller. All right, let's try this again. I'm not sure what's going on. Good evening, caller.
I'm here, gentlemen. Good evening,
good.
Mr. Fontaine.
Yes, good evening.
What I was gonna, I didn't really have a comment. I was just saying that you need to put out a little bit of a note to listeners that there's a delay when they're listening via the internet. So if they're trying to call in, they should really listen to their phone carefully, rather than the audio coming out, because there's quite a bit of a delay. Thank you, gentlemen.
All
Keep up
right.
the good work.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. Any caller? Any other callers?
No, we're good for now.
Okay, good. So now you were saying, and I take the point that you talk about integrating the various sectors. For example, if you have the agricultural sector, obviously once we are able to produce the meats, the necessary meats for the tourists, the produce for, you know, for the hotels to purchase, and the tourists will come in and they'll buy it, then obviously that would be actually linked with the tourism industry. And obviously even marketing of our agricultural produce and other products that can be linked to the Ministry of Trade. So there should be an integration, and I take it to mean that is the point. Also, to you made a very important point with respect to moving up our primary products into secondary enhancement, meaning that you have your raw materials and they are converted into sort of secondary products or byproducts. This we call manufacturing. And so you have the raw bananas or the raw plantains, the raw dashings, and the raw tannias and the breadfruit that can be turned into banana chips, plantain chips, tanya chips, all these things. And so we have the way forward. Antigua has shown us that they have not been, so apt in agriculture, yet they are able to produce chips and sell it. So we ourselves, we are fortunate to be endowed with the good land that the good Lord blessed us with, and we should be able to utilize more of that. But Doc, importantly, we can see where this discussion is going on, because as we speak, you are able with a team to actually purchase agricultural produce and ship it out to the neighboring islands. And that is exactly, you are not even in government yet. We are not even in government yet. And this is just what on a micro scale, you are doing. And that is what you call leadership. That is what you call governance. That is what you call responsible governance and responsible leadership, and trying to enhance people's economic, path and prosperity. So it must be feeling good, Doc, that
Yes,
at least we understand.
yes, but before I respond, can we take this caller because they've been waiting for a while?
No problem. You can go forward. Yes. Good evening, caller.
Caller, good evening. All right, you must be listening to your. Just listen to us. Listening to us. Good evening, caller. All right, let's forget this. All right, yes,
yes.
Indeed. All right, let's try again. Good evening, caller.
Okay, I don't know what's wrong with the callers, but I'm going to take the opportunity.
Okay, sure.
Yes. No problem, my brother. Go ahead. Yeah. How are you doing?
Dr. Thompson Fountain there about things that he's doing while he's in opposition. And Spirit has told his big fat lie over and over, and it's very disturbing. So I want Roosevelt Spirit to tell me when he was in opposition, because other utterances he has said he's never had the opportunity to be in opposition. But yet he's making the statement that when he was in opposition, he built schools. I want to know the name of that school. He just cannot tell the truth.
Cannot tell the truth. Yes, Doc.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that's what it's all about. I think I can speak with some conviction for myself and all of us at least on the executive of the United Workers' Party, that we're in this. We are going for the sacrifice. We are doing what we have to do because we love our country and we want to contribute positively to our country. And I think the mindset of the United Workers' Party is that any wealth, any kind of prosperity must be shared. We don't believe that just the few at the top should be creaming off all the wealth of the country, while the majority is struggling on $300 a month. We believe that any kind of wealth this country can create and will generate in the future should go to all of Dominica. That's a shared prosperity message that we have, a very different approach from what we are seeing currently with the Dominica Labour Party, where a few people are doing very well and the rest are catching hell, So we'll definitely be doing differently. And we have another caller. Let's see if we have any better success this time. Good evening, caller. Okay, probably we should just not take any calls tonight because the people are not listening, or someone maybe doing that deliberately, because I can hear myself talking to them, but they're not responding. Good evening, caller. All right, so let's continue. Yes, so it's very important for us to continue with that message of hope and shared prosperity to the people of Dominica. And like I said, our people are really, beginning to believe in all of that. And that's the reason why so on the first, we are going to be having this major national rally. It's around this whole idea of putting the country first, is around the whole idea of shared prosperity, of bringing people together, that has that deep belief, that our better days are ahead of us. And so, we are certainly sending out an invitation to all of Dominica to show up in Grand Fort on the 1st of February. It's from 2 o'clock in the afternoon, between 2 and 7, 8 o'clock, to show up, and let us be a part of that. We're certainly looking forward. We're certainly looking forward to that, and hoping that our individuals will be a part of that, and everybody will be a part of that. We'll have a lot more information as we go along, but certainly we'd like to extend that invitation to everyone to come out to this great national rally on the 1st of February. Now, Claudius, we've lost both the others. You're still with us. Let's see if we can get them back. All right, they might be having some slight
Yes,
difficulties there.
sorry for this slight technical glitch that I experienced on my end. I'm back now. So Claudius, can you just chime in with respect to what we have been talking about earlier?
No, for sure. Doug spoke about the rally, and that is important. We need to start gathering the patriots of Dominica. It's trying times. You're hearing a lot of talk on the media. We should hit the ground, we should protest, we should do this, and I think our strategy is different, our approach is different under different leadership. UWP has evolved, as I wrote before the delegates conference. It's an evolving organization. We have made mistakes in the past that we have to contemplate and reflect upon, and do some introspection. And going forward, we have to be more mature and more wise and measured. And we also have to allow the people. We have to allow the space for their voice. And as I said earlier, a nation that has lost its voice, has went into silence, will allow the international governments to put order for us. Whereas we, with the power of our vote and with the power of our liberty and freedom, are the ones to put order in our country. And it's about that time that we allow the space for the people voices to rise, for the silence to be broken, and for the civil society and members of our communities to step up against the wrong that is happening in the country. But as an organization, as a mature and responsible political party, an alternative to the government, which is there, be mature and reasonable in our approach. And one of the areas we're asking people to come out and listen and let their voices be heard is on the 1st in our rally. We will be organizing to have our people take care, for people to come forward and contribute in whatever way you can to make this event a success, because it is one of the steps towards rescuing Dominica, towards bringing back sanity in the reckless affairs of the country. And we need every Dominican on board. We need every voice. We need every man, woman, and child and youth, to step up and claim your sovereignty back. Our sovereignty is at stake. We see deals being made in the international community without proper protocol. The parliament is not, the executive and the legislative organs of the country are not involved in those decisions. And we have people, deportees or refugees, whatever way you want to call them, have to, we cut in deals with government with foreign governments for those things. And our people don't know.
Yes.
The legislative and the executive.
Yes, Claudius. Again, we're not sure what's going on with your
in those decisions.
Yes.
Yes.
But I think I'm back now. So I was saying, so we need to awaken the silence in this country. And as I said earlier, there is so much a disconnect in the governance of the country now. It is so clear to see. The Debonche example, which we in the Kalinago territory are intrinsically affected by this, is a classical example where you have the Ministry of Environment is saying they have no idea what is going on. Planning doesn't know what is going on. It's the Prime Minister office that runs all those things, and we see the damage that is happening to our environment. And that means our integrity and our sovereignty and our security of our own inner space is being violated, is being ripped and destroyed. And we as a people need to wake up from that slumber. We need to find our voices, and we, as I said, the responsible opposition is leading the way. And we will take to the streets if we have to. We will gather in communities if we have to. We'll walk the streets. We'll go into the crevices. We'll shake hands with the people. We'll break bread with them. But we need to get the United Workers' Party back on board, and we need to bring back responsible government into this country.
Yes, let me add my voice to the appeal for a great response from the public on 1st of February. We need to have we need all and sundry to be in Grand Four. This is an appeal from the United Workers' Party. And so we are asking you have been asking us to do what we have to do. Countless times you have been saying, look, the United Workers' Party need to get on the ground. We have been doing this. You say you will participate and to respond whenever you are called out. Now, this is the time to show this government that once and for all, that enough is enough, and that let us all come out in large numbers on the 1st of February to show this government that we need our country back. Enough is enough. We cannot take more. Nep, are you agreeing with everything we have been saying so far?
And of course, there's nothing much to say when individuals such as yourself and Dr. Fontaine and Mr. Sanford, elaborate on these issues. I share the same sentiments when it comes to this. And I mean, just to add to what Mr. Sanford mentioned about us needing to get back our voice, I would like to say to those who feel unheard, silenced, or vilified in their own country, the message that we as a party is sending out is for you. Your experiences matter. We know that your pain is real. We know that your voice is not a threat to this nation. We know that you speaking up for fairness and dignity and justice is not disloyalty, but it is actually patriotism. And I mean, we know the other side might think differently when it comes to that, but you speaking on the issues that are impacting you and the country on a whole cannot be seen or cannot be deemed as disloyalty. You are actually a patriot. Okay? A strong country does not fear its people. A strong leader does not fear its people. It listens to them, which again strengthens what Mr. Sanford mentioned earlier about meeting the people where they are. And I think as a party, we will continue to create safe spaces for individuals, safe spaces for their stories, and protect their right to speak and their right to work towards solutions that will help unite us rather than divide us. Your voice belongs in the future of the country, and you should be able to say your piece and to speak your truth as a citizen of Dominica.
Oh, yes, certainly. And we take the point. And again, this is an appeal to you, and not just an appeal to come, but an appeal to support. We expect that you support the drive to get people into Grand Four and to have this event deemed a success. And so we are asking and appealing for and soliciting for your support. So we ask that you, visit us at our office on River Street. And Doc, I suspect you may have the website on. I do not have it recorded here, and also the mobile banking account. This is something that we need to have persons view so that they can support the event. And so, as the clock seems to be going against us, and we do not have many callers calling in tonight, I suspect we may be faced with a technical glitch here. Doc, do you have anybody on the stream that have anything saying or anything you can read from us for us?
Yes, someone is asking that we play the poem Dominica Can Talk. There's a poem that came out yesterday. Did you guys hear it? The
I
Dominica
heard
Can Talk.
something like a similar Dominic. If Dominica
Yeah,
could talk similar to that.
so that,
Something
yeah,
Yeah,
coming to
that's
that.
my
Yes.
yes.
that's my grand aunt actually.
Oh, your grand
Oh,
aunt.
wow.
Okay, so all right. So why don't we play then? Why don't we play it? It's not very long. We'll play
No,
it.
me, I don't have access to it right now.
Yes, I
But
have it.
Okay,
I have it.
good.
oh, you
He
do?
has
But
it.
but
He has it.
but,
Yes. Go
but
ahead. Go along.
before we do, let's see if we can get this caller in. Good evening, caller.
Yes.
Good evening to the panelists
Yes, good
Good
on
evening,
evening.
and happy New Year
on
to you.
on Workers' Voice.
Happy New
I
Year.
heard about on the 1st of February there will be a convention in Grand Fork. But I want to know how we the supporters can be going up there when we have no financial money in our hand. I don't know if you all are supplying the buses for us. I would like to know in advance.
Yes. So all we want you to do is to get ready to come. We will be organizing buses from the various constituencies to come. All right. So just get yourself prepared. And, buses will be arranged.
Because when Mr. Linton was the leader of the UWP, we used to get our bus. Okay,
Is that
Yes.
is that all? Is that
Okay.
all, Colin?
All right,
okay,
caller.
thank you.
So yes, thank you. Yes, buses will be organized
Provided.
for
Yes,
and provided from the various constituencies. Okay.
that's correct. So this poem now we could go straight into it
Yes.
if we do
Let's.
not have another call.
Okay.
I, Dominica, can talk. I arise from my sabbatical. I am under siege, facing the test. Treacherous attacks by rulers of darkness choking my soul, my very breath. They exploit and disturb my sanctity. Yes, I, Dominica, can talk with clarity. I, Dominica, have to talk because my back is weary. With filthy load, too heavy to carry. A new wave of slavery torments me. I see murder, treason, deception, bribery, afflicting me with burdens of horrific iniquity. I must vomit the venom from my belly. I, Dominica, must talk before it's too late. My waters brewing with bitterness, envy, hate, stenches of threats blowing in the air. The monarch in the palace does not seem to care. My womb is troubled, travailing in agony when I see underhand deals extending quietly. Gangsters and rebels shamelessly prostitute me, selling my birthright to Tom, Dick, and Harry. My garment is filthy and stained with blood. I am tired of abuse. Hear my cry, O Lord. I, Dominica, must talk when sacrifice of human and animal growing religiously. Diabolical powers flutter over my little territory. Conniving schemes embezzle my sovereignty. Tourists no longer eager to see me. Pirates clutching me with their sharp claws, grievously rebelling against my laws. My heart laments when I see injustice thriving with dry, barefaced malice. I, Dominica, can talk on radio and phone of aliens who tread in my comfort zone with devious devices to sell my soul, hoping to steal control at the pole. The powers that be mock and gloat, treading with dead souls to snap a vote, blocking all efforts for electoral reform. The joint mission report they reject and scorn. Afraid to cleanse the voters list, rejecting voters ID with false promise. I, Dominica, must talk because regiments strangle a worthy cause. Citizens who protest for their lawful right are scattered by tear gas and driven out of sight. Political arrests unheard of before provoke violence, civil unrest, and much, much more. I see my people walking in fear, afraid to talk or even shed a tear. I, Dominica, can talk. So I talk when politics trigger enmity between friend and family, from pulpit to pew under severe scrutiny. When I see the youth of my ancestry on the street corners, hungry and thirsty. Victimization causing my children to bow. They have no passion to put their hands to the plow. They rather get a pull-out now for now than go catch a fish by the sweat of their brow. I, Dominica, can talk when I hear bubble flowing black is white. Billions of dollars disappear out of sight, flying sky high all over my children's head, yet they cannot get a black cent to buy bread. Have mercy, they're bawling. Oh, mother, help me. My heart bleeding to see distress and calamity, weighing them down from mountain to sea. They are suffering, blinded, and disabled as they stretch their hands for crumbs from the table. I, Dominica, must talk, voice my pain. Misery and poverty driving my children insane. I see criminals, rogues, and thugs in the rat race. They expose my body to utter shame and disgrace. Conspiracies and crafty deals operate in dead of night. My soul wallows in sorrow in this obnoxious plight. Far worse than Erica and Maria tragedies. More harmful than sickness and disease. Now is the time for me, Dominica, to stand boldly and talk. To free my children to walk the walk. To emancipate their minds from mental slavery, to take back their power and authority. I arise to say enough is enough. If anyone vex, let them huff and puff. This is me, Dominica, talking now. To captain or crook, I will not bow. Oh God, I cry out to you, save me. Intervene in this attack by the enemy. Send me divine help from your throne, I plead. Defend my children from brutal rivalry. Break down the altars of idolatry that not even my pastor's eyes can see. Forgive their trespasses, O Lord, I pray. Send your warring angels to help me today. The war is raging. I am in an awful state. Rescue me, O Lord, before it is too late.
All right. Okay, you have it. Thank you. Thank you very much for this very eloquent talking there of Dominica. Let me just say as well that in terms of the comments that we are getting there, there was someone was asking whether or not we're going to be raising funds for the activity on the first, and of course the answer to that is yes. We'll be coming back to you with that closer to the event. We'll be doing some radio fund that we can solicit support from the public to do that. So that is definitely something that we are looking at. And then there's a question about the establishment of the youth arm. Let me just assure the listeners that we are in the process of revamping and reestablishing and reorganizing our youth arm across Dominica. We see that's a very important part of our activities going forward.
Oh yes, well, thank you for that. Thank you for the poem. And as the clock already is against us, so I will I will call on the various parties to give their closing remark. We'll start with Brother Nept packet, then we'll go to our president, and the political leader will bring down the curtains finally on tonight's program. So Brother Nept. Brother Nept, are you with us still? Yes.
All right. Well, let's move with Claudius and until
Claudius, let's go. Claudius, yes. Unmute your closing remarks. Brother Sanford, can you please go ahead?
All right. Yeah. The internet seemed to be dropping. I don't know what is going on, but for sure, it was a pleasure being here tonight. Just to help my political leader in his call. The youth arm is being mobilized, and actually this Saturday, the 10th at 9 p.m. at the party headquarters, we have our first gathering of youth around the country. So if any young person is listening to us tonight and
9 a.m.
At 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yes. 9 a.m.
You want to come and join the youth movement for change in Dominica? You are most welcome to join us on Saturday at 9 a.m. at the party headquarters. Any constituency you are, once you're under the age of 35 and you feel that you have a mission to help rescue Dominica, and you have the courage and the courtesy and the tenacity, you are most welcome on Saturday. But it was a pleasure, gentlemen. The party is on the move. The party is on the rise. We are gathering soldiers, and we are doing the work that the people have been asking for the party to do. And we just continue to encourage our supporters and our friends and our well-wishers to do not be afraid. The door is wide open. We have flown that door open. And we are inviting everybody from all colors, red, yellow, orange, and obviously the blues. We need you all on board to come back and let us bring back some order in this country. Let us move to an alternative government under the United Workers' Party. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your company, and thank you very much for listening to us tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Fontaine. Brother
Yeah, I
Nep,
think
are you
Nep,
there?
I think
Nep
he's
is
back.
back. Nep is back. Nep? Yes, Nep. Go forward. I know we've lost you early on.
Had a little connectivity.
Yes,
Say
but we,
thank you for, as usual. Thank you for having me on the program. I'm always
yes.
these high level issues with you gentlemen, and to share our perspective and solutions with the Dominican public. Mm. Dominicans should embrace leadership of Dr. Thompson Fountain, because this is what we are going to. I
Okay.
just want to. Hi.
Yes. Yes, Nep, thanks,
Yeah.
because you're breaking up a little bit too sometimes. Yes.
It's dropping off completely. We're not hearing anything.
Yes, so Dr. Thompson Fontaine, can you just go ahead, because Nep recognizes the issue that we have.
Yes, so Neb, thanks as well, and also say a big thank you to our president. You know, yesterday, and of course, yesterday we had a press conference in which we asked that the Prime Minister of Dominica comes clean, the people of Dominica, concerning the issue of the acceptance of third party refugees in or deportees, rather, is the term. Is they're third party deportees from the United States. They're not necessarily refugees, but they are deportees from the United States. These are individuals who probably overstayed their visas and were arrested by ICE, or they otherwise found themselves in problems with the law in the United States, and they've been sent out and so on. They don't want to return to their country of origin. Some of them could also have been asylum seekers from various countries, and they claim that they cannot go back to those countries because they would be, oppressed or jailed or tortured and so on. They're looking for a third country. And we got a little bit of a response today from the government of Dominica. They actually issued a statement, which I would urge people to look at. It does not come as cleanly as we would have liked. It does not give all of the information that we were asking for. And in fact, I was looking for it again. I seem to have lost it, but definitely it is very interesting in the sense that it gives some information, but not clearly. What we really want to know for now is who are the people that will be coming to the island? What is the criteria that is being used? For example, St. Kitts and Nevis are saying that you must be a Caribbean national for you to come into St. Kitts. The Antigua government is saying that everyone must be vetted. They will not accept anybody for criminal record. So we need that kind of clarity from our government. So They have issued a press release. That is good. That's a good start, but we still need a lot more information. I think that the public certainly deserves that additional information. So, I think in that sense, our press conference was very well heard and accepted, and also we made the case, which is very important, and we should not let any program of the United Workers' Party go without talking about this confirmation process. We made the case for the reintroduction of the birth certificate and the picture ID as a means of confirmation. The electoral office absolutely has to do this because the confirmation process is in danger of failing miserably. People are not getting confirmed, the numbers are low, and they have to change it. Okay, so it's in the hands of the electoral commission to do the right thing, and doing the right thing means allowing persons who are already on the voters list, who got onto the voters list with their birth certificates, to remain on the voters list with the birth certificates. I think that's a very basic and simple request, but it goes to the heart of restoring and ensuring that we're able to have a confirmation process, or a confirmation that we can all be proud of. Because as it's going right now, it's in shambles, it is failing, and it needs to be rescued. So thank you very much, Dominica. Thank you very much, Soso, and the people of Dominica. And we'll see you all in Grand Fond the 1st, of course. So you're muted. You're muted
Am I
again.
being heard? Am I
Okay,
being heard?
no.
Yes. Okay, let me thank you all, gentlemen, for tonight's program. Thanks for coming forward. And for those who have concerned, it is traditional that when we have events such as, rallies and so, we always solicit support from the public or the general public and other persons. And so we're asking you to respond accordingly and to let this event be a success. We thank our president for working very hard, our political leader, NEP Packet, and all of our executive members, Mr. George, our deputy political leader, our deputy president, everybody, our trustees, and everyone, our treasurer, vice treasurer. Let me just thank everyone for doing a superb job. And most of all, you patriotic Dominicans who have been supporting the cause. We expect your support and continue to support Dominica. Let us work together to rescue this beloved patrimony of us. Until such time, we say good night and thank you very much.
Fighting